Okay, so hi guys. This is my first time using this software. I'm using the software OBS, and I'm gonna try playing a game on there called Broken Sword, the director's cut. I played this game multiple times, so I pretty much know like how to play it and what to do. Yeah, so fingers crossed it will play and hopefully it will work. So yeah, I am afraid it works. Anyway, let's get into it. Alright, so just to let you know, if the video quality isn't all that great, I do apologise, because obviously I don't really have like an advanced computer. But yeah, I will try my best in trying to play this game for you. Alright, let's go right into it.
Paris, city of love, romance, and dreams. So they say. I used to say it too, but ever since that day, the day of the murder, I've always associated my beloved Paris with death.
Ooh, creepy. Broken Sword, the Shadow of the Templars. Yeah, it's got Ravi in it. I just noticed that.
I was at home having a bath when my editor called.
Collard, get your ass over to the Palais Royal now. You got an interview. With Pierre Carchon. Yes, the Pierre Carchon. No photos, so leave your gear at home. He asked for you personally. Don't ask me why. Anyhow, this could be big, so if he makes a pass, don't forget. Just smile, say yes, and keep taking notes.
So charming and so very apt. Pierre Carchon was a media king, a national hero, and one of the most infamous adulterers in Europe. He and his wife Imelda were just one step down from royalty. Whoa, I hate mimes, but unless you humor them, they don't go away. Here I was, the palace of the media king and the ice queen. I pressed the doorbell and set in motion a chain of events which would change my life forever.
Yes? What is it?
Madame, my name is Nico Collard. I'm here to see Monsieur Carchon.
Come up, we're on the first floor.
Madame Carchon, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Yes, I'm sure.
The Ice Queen was certainly living up to her reputation. Will you be staying for the interview?
Mademoiselle, I know little of my husband's business affairs, and I care even less. I certainly have no intention of watching him pore over yet another pretty little journalist.
Pretty? You're too kind, madame.
Ah, the talented and very beautiful Mademoiselle Collard. Such a pleasure to meet you at last.
Monsieur Carchon, I am honored.
Oh, I'm sure you are.
Call me Pierre, please. But I do not flatter you idly. I was a friend of your father. He was a great man.
My father, he never mentioned.
He and I were very close. And then his death. So tragic. I must... Imelda, your damned cat's in my study again. Another Ming vase, I suppose.
Oh, would you break a
Excuse me
very
for one
nice
moment.
vase? I mean,
Bigger.
that was quite a nice vase. I could have had it if you wanted to break
You
it.
journalists are getting younger each year.
Perhaps it's the rest of the world getting older, madame. That was no cat.
God, what? Monsieur Carson!
Well, he did.
He's dead. I must call the police.
Just said that.
You'd better stay here.
There was a man. It was the mime. Do you think he...
Well, I believe we can rule out suicide, don't you?
No wonder they called her the Ice Queen. She would have been top of my list of suspects if I hadn't seen the attacker myself. And if I hadn't come across a couple of murders just like this already. One of the most important men in Europe murdered. And here was I, Nico Coulard, alone at the scene of the crime. Should I wait for the cops? Or start my own investigation? It was a no-brainer.
I pretty much assumed that we are going to be starting our own investigation. Alright. So, it says basically move the mouse and pointer around the screen to discover the areas of interest, which would be indicated by the animating blue circle. When the pointer passes over an object which you can interact, it will change to an animating icon reflecting the available action. Press left mouse button to perform the action. Click on briefcase icon to open your inventory and display the objects that you are carrying. Diary icon to access the diary. Question mark to get puzzles and hints, yada yada. The spanner icon to save and restart a game that you and adjust settings. This icon can be found in the lower section of your screen. Thank you for letting me know that. Very helpful. Do anything in the journal? Alright, we got some in the journal. Palais Royal, Pierre Cachon interview. Relaxing bath when I was disturbed by a phone call from my editor, Ronnie. He asked me to interview Pierre Cachon, media tycoon, and a serial philanderer, blah blah blah, on a case like a shot. Creepy mind outside Cachon's apartment. Mimi Cachon, cold as ice. Mr. Cachon, severe and charming, living up to his reputation, played along with his flirtation. The sound of a vase smashing, and Mr. Cachon went to Cachon went to investigate. A gunshot. I rushed to the room and found the mime standing over Cachon's body. Mine beckoned as I walked to him. He punched me, knocked me out. Came to find Imelda distraughted. Almost felt sorry for her, but really we don't. Must get to the bottom of his story before the police arrive. This is the break that I have waited for. Alright. Is that so? Let's have a looky. What is this?
A small round piece of glass had been cut out of the pane. This was a professional job. I didn't want to cut myself and leave blood on the glass. Call me old-fashioned, but I like to keep my DNA to myself. The killer must have used a ladder to reach the window. He was long gone. Guess he folded that ladder up, popped it in his pocket and took it with him.
Okay, how can you fit a ladder in your pocket? That makes no sense. Unless you used, what, glue, shrink ray and shrinked it and managed to put it in his pocket? Yeah. I don't know.
Mimes and guns don't usually go together, but I had an idea that this was no ordinary mime. I'd come across this murderer before and written about him. The costume killer, at least that's what I'd called him. It was one of my hair clips. My favorite, in fact. It must have fallen when I was knocked down. Some people hate searching corpses for clues. Me, I'm okay with it. Reminds me of an old boyfriend.
What kind of people did you date, Nicole?
In his pocket, I found a ticket stamped Bateau de la Conciergerie. Taking the ticket meant I tampered with the evidence. There was no going back now.
Oh well, you only live once. But then again, it's a
The
game.
police could turn up at any minute. Somewhere there were clues to the murder, and I needed to find them.
When it comes to games, you literally have multiple lives in games.
A Louis XIV table with an antique cloth. Imelda had taste. But hey, with a husband that rich, taste is easy. A beautiful cloth had been draped over the table. It was embroidered with an unusual cross. I
I'll take
reckoned that cloth might just turn out to be useful. There was a tiny hole in the tabletop. Part of the inlay had been chipped away. Even my fingernail wouldn't fit into such a small hole.
To use an inventory item on a background object, click on that item and hold the mouse button. While continuing to hold the mouse button, drag the item over a hotspot. Release when it highlights with the gold outline. Okay.
Aha! Nico, you are just so damn good at this stuff.
I know. Thank you. Thank you very much.
A key had been hidden in a secret compartment. A modern key.
I'll take that.
Instead of comforting Imelda, I was ransacking her flat. Why? Because
know.
there was something going on here, and I had to get answers before the cops arrived. And hey, she'd been rude to me, so she had it coming.
Yeah, fair point. Oh, we got something in a diary. Let's read. Oh. The diary flashed. I assumed there was something in the diary. Right. Oh, painting.
Imelda had talent, but I certainly wasn't going to tell her that. It was a tube of acrylic paint. French ultramarine.
No, it's your butt, Nicole. Okay, I'm gonna pick your butt up. Pick your butt up, pick the butt up, pick the butt up.
Just the colour I was after for my bathroom.
I'm sorry, I have to go. Someone is...
Young lady, what are you doing? Oh, this paint. It's my favourite colour.
For God's sake, keep the damn stuff.
Alright, Miss Bossy. So I'm only trying to say that white is colour. Right. Is it just me or is this curse like really creepy? You got an eye and a mouth is going, nah, 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 talk to me, talk to me. Okay.
Excuse me, madame.
Yes?
I am so sorry for your loss, madame.
No, you're not. You're a journalist. Journalists don't feel sorry.
Not true.
We shall see.
Why did your husband send for me? What did he want to discuss?
I have no idea. His business was his business.
He never told you anything.
No, and frankly, I preferred it that way.
How did your husband know my father?
I have no idea.
You didn't know him? Thierry Collard?
Pierre knew a lot of people I didn't know, most of them women.
Why would a mime want to kill your husband?
Pierre had plenty of enemies. Half the husbands in Paris for a start. This is quite a scoop for you. I suppose you're already inventing the headlines.
Just because I am a journalist.
Don't patronise me. You're all cut from the same cloth. Do you have any moral sense at all?
Alright, just to let you know, for those who are new watching my live stream, the devil with the horns means tell a lie. The other one with the crown means tell the truth, so I'm gonna tell the truth.
Yes, that's why I do this job.
You do it to see your name in print.
As if. My editor gets the byline, I just do the work.
Well, don't expect my sympathy.
The police will be here soon, madame. Is there anybody you would like me to contact? Family, friends?
No, I have no family. Pierre and I were... He was all I had, really. Not much, was it? The dutiful wife. That was my role. He never talked, never let me in.
I know one thing, madame.
What?
If you want to find out who killed your husband, then you let me do the job, not the police.
Why? How do I know I can trust you?
Your husband invited me here today because he needed me. I think he knew somebody wanted to kill him, and he knew I could help.
I doubt it was your database he was after.
You're wrong. I was onto his killers already, I am sure of it. Please, you owe it to him.
I don't know.
All I need is a few more minutes to look around before the police come.
You really do have a moral sense, don't you? I trust so few people. And perhaps Pierre really did think that you could help. Of course it wouldn't have stopped him seducing you too. Here, take this. It's the key to the drawing room next to the library at the end of the hall. It was Pierre's room. I rarely went in there. I couldn't. I was too scared of what I might find.
Thank you. I promise you won't regret this.
Thank you very much. He's so kind. Oh, we got a double. We got the diary. We have diary. Right. Seriously, why would this keep flashing? It keeps flashing, thinking me I got a diary entry, but no. Right. Key. Open sesame.
Now we were getting somewhere.
Oh, pretty. Oh, I can find glass.
The painting showed the Cachons together, in love. As the poet said, the past is a different country. Or did I read that in a fortune cookie?
Yeah, you must have read that in
The
fortune
Cachons,
cookies.
noblesse oblige.
No idea what that means.
There was the very faintest of clicks.
Clickety click.
Behind the picture was a safe.
Warner Safe Corp, Paris, France. Oh, interesting.
The safe looked pretty secure.
Boom.
There was a strange stone cylinder in the safe.
Oh, really?
In the safe was some kind of artifact. There were strange symbols on its surface. It looked like the printer's blocks I'd made at art school. If there was one thing I'd learned about symbols, they are always important. But these symbols scratched into stone were impossible to read. I needed to find a way of printing them. At least the stone was round. But what could I use for ink? And what could I print on? Sure, I was stealing, but I knew Imelda didn't know about the artifact, and Cachon was past carrying.
Let's have a look on the table.
As expected, the desk was yet another priceless antique. Yawn. The blotter and in tray had clearly been placed with mathematical precision. My heart skipped a beat. It was a carved elephant. But not just any carved elephant. It had been made by my father. I knew for certain because in my apartment I had its exact twin, carved into a box he had made. So Cachon had known my father. They really must have been friends. I decided to take the carved elephant. It clearly meant nothing to Imelda.
Clearly. Right. I'm going to use a paint for ink.
I'd spread blue paint over the bottom of the tray. It was ruined. I was a very bad girl, but also quite a clever one.
I am very naughty. Yeah. And now don't put
I
it back in
rolled
your
the
pocket.
artifact in the paint
Ugh.
until it was completely coated.
Yeah, you're gonna have a blue stain in your pocket now. Well done, Nico.
Genius! The roller and the pen worked just as I planned. But what did it say? A secret message had been printed on the blotting paper. It was some kind of coded message. It read, "Sub judice." I may not have learned a lot as a journalist, but that was a term I knew well. It means a legal case that is before the courts. Below it was a sequence of letters that made no sense. I suddenly realized there was a connection between the boat ticket and the coded message. The boat ticket was stamped Bateau de la Conciergerie. The Conciergerie on the Ile de la Cité, by the river, housed the ancient law courts. So, sub judice could in this case mean literally under the law courts, below the Conciergerie. I was pretty sure I'd found all I could here. And besides, all this opulence was making me pine for my regular life of poverty. This was a huge story. It was also one heck of a puzzle with a lot of pieces missing. But I was going to crack it. And if I could just remember the name of that fancy prize you get for being an ace journalist, I was definitely going to win it this time.
To the conciergerie! I better tell that I'm going now.
Did you find anything useful?
This carving, do you know anything about it?
It was Pierre's. What does the statue have to do with...
Please, I need to know.
He was given it by a friend, something to do with Africa.
He never explained any more.
No, but I think it was important to him, always on display. Why?
It was carved by my father.
Oh, I see. I didn't know.
Imelda, I will do everything I can to find the killer.
Thank you, my dear.
And if the police ask,
Don't worry. You were never here.
sub judice was the key. I was going to have to find a way under the conciergerie. I decided to head straight for the quayside on the Ile de la Cité. If there was a way of getting under the conciergerie, it would have to be from there.
To the conciergerie!
Canchon wasn't the type for messing about on the river. He was up to something down here. Something that got him killed.
Yeah, something that got him killed. We're gonna go find out. Ooh, pretty.
The cross looked familiar. I'd seen it before. It was embroidered on the lace cloth I'd picked up at Canchon's apartment. I knew I was on the right track.
Is that so?
I tried pushing the fence, but it wouldn't move. A strange pair of locks stopped the latches from releasing the gate.
Right. I really do not like these. Because it takes me absolutely forever trying to figure this out. So yeah, this may take a while, just to let you know. You up there, put you up there, put you across, put you down. Because like, what we need to do is we need to get all these blocks down here, and this needs to come down here. So, we move that across there, move that back there, move that down. Right, move that down maybe. Right, we will get there. We will get there, I promise you that. Right, boom! We got that across there. Right, boom, ba bum, ba bum, ba bam, ba bum, ba bum. Ha! Yes!
One down, one to go.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Right, let's have a look. Right, we need to move you. Maybe move this down, move this over. You two across, maybe. Down, back over, up. Ba 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 bum. That didn't do it. That didn't work, did it? Right. Move that over there, move that over there. I'm just gonna be going around in circles, so yeah. Come on. I never really like this puzzle. It takes so long to do this. I will figure this out. I will. I don't know, like I did it before. I was just trying to remember like how to do it. So yeah. That is to come down again. That is to go across. That. Alright, I need to get that up somehow. Right, you bring it down. Bring you up. Bring you up. We go across. Go up, across. Ah, boom! Got you down. Ha! Ha ha! Yeah!
Nothing like a good convent education for honing your lockpicking skills.
I did it. Oh yeah, I did it. Oopsie daisy.
For a room full of junk, that was one very sophisticated lock system. This place was definitely fishy, in more ways than one.
Gee. What this?
Oops.
Oopsie daisy.
It was an old shell case, probably from the 50s. I knew what I was talking about. I grew up watching war movies. An old shell case. I wondered what that was doing there.
Nobody knows.
A rough hole was cut into the pillar.
Raphael, best for this.
Mystery solved. Carchon's stone cylinder slotted into the hole with a satisfying click.
Satisfying click.
The words sinister and Dexter were carved on either side. Now any good convent girl like me knows the old Roman for left, right. But what did it mean here?
Left, right, left, right. Let's go. Obviously, you're gonna go left.
A satisfying click told me I turned it to the right position. It felt like tumblers in a safe.
Satisfying click. Correct.
Another click. Another step closer.
And we're gonna go left. Left again. Gonna go right. And we're gonna go left. Then left again.
I love the sound of locks clicking open.
Whoa. Oh wait, I need to get that artifact back, because we're gonna need it.
I removed the stone cylinder. Oh my god! The slab came down with a hell of a force. With nothing to hold it up, the cross dropped back down again.
I'm gonna put the shell case in there, so that we can put it on the cross there, but obviously the cross is too big for it, so we're gonna make it smaller. Know what I'm saying?
Lifting the cross closed the entrance door and also opened some kind of stone panel.
Ingenious. She says ingenious. Like, nobody ever used the word ingenious anymore, like, it's a very old term.
The stone slab had flattened one end of the shell case.
It's a very old term, is ingenious. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say the word ingenious before. Souvenir.
The stone cross was propped up. Now I was getting somewhere.
Hell yeah, we are. Pop you back in there.
The artifact slotted into the hole perfectly. Behind the old walls, I could hear some kind of mechanism groaning into life, but whatever had been triggered had now jammed.
I would take this back.
I removed the shell case. The crust didn't drop back down. Some kind of mechanism was holding it up.
Is that so?
Another good use for a shell case. Another secret room. Somebody had something to hide. But was it what I was looking for?
I'll go in. Hey, it's dark in here. Very dark in here.
Wow. Through the darkness, I could see that this was a stateroom. But for what purpose? And how did it tie in with Carchon?
Well, I better turn the lights on to figure out what actually is what we're actually looking for here, Nico. What is?
It was an old circuit breaker, like something from a Frankenstein movie. Amazing! The thing still worked. The room lit up bright as day.
Really? I just figured that out, Nico. I mean, I gotta admit, the design on this is really amazing.
It was pretty clear from the lack of dust that someone had been working very recently at this desk. Oh my God! The sheet was a printout with my personal information. Everything from my favorite food to my waist size. They were right about chocolate. But come on, guys, I'm a size 10. There was even a picture of me, taken with a telephoto lens. Carchon wouldn't have taken these pictures himself. This was big and organized. I was part of it, and people were getting murdered. This was the article I'd written about the costume killer. My suspicions were right. Carchon had cut it out. 2 businessmen had been killed. One in Italy, one in Japan. In each case, the killer had worn a costume. A penguin, and then a snowman. But that wasn't the only link between the 2 murders. Both the victims had been big media do-gooders, and I proved they were just the opposite. So, how did they fit in with Carchon?
I don't know.
It was a drawer. I wondered what was inside.
It was a drawer. Well, no.
Inside the drawer, I found a note written in some kind of code. Damn, don't you just hate it when that happens?
Lovely, I broke the drawer.
A photo, long lost, had fallen down the back of the drawer. It was very old, but there was no mistaking the guy in the foreground. Carchon. Behind him were soldiers, a burning village and a corpse. The photograph was cropped on the right-hand side. Somebody else in the picture obviously didn't want to be in it anymore. I wasn't surprised. This was Africa in the 60s. An uprising was being brutally suppressed. And here was Mr. Media himself, Carchon, doing the suppressing. The photograph was not just powerful evidence. It was also my ticket to one explosive story.
Really? Okay. The note has been written using a substitution cipher. This means that a different symbol has been used to represent each letter of the alphabet. To crack the code, you must correctly match all the symbols to their corresponding letters. Highlight the symbol and highlight the corresponding letter. If you make a mistake, click on the Go Back button to step back, or you can reset the whole puzzle by clicking on the Reset button. Oh yeah! Right, Pio. First things first, we can obviously rule out all the obvious ones. So, for example, we can probably say this could be the word to. So T-O. So we got the fancy L and the O on the top of it. Looks like an O guy. There we go. So that's a T. And I'm guessing that's an O. Da 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 da. O. Okay. Now, what else can we rule out? This could be the word that, because there's no other way that could be when the word could be twat, but I doubt it'd be the word twat. You don't really use that type of words nowadays. When this game was probably made, so we're gonna go for that. H. That being A. Yeah. Okay. That looks like it could be a B, so I'm gonna put both for B. Right. B, that could be but, so that's a B-U-T, that's a U. What else can we see? What could be that? Could be an and, yep, and. That'd be a D. Alright. What else can we figure out? Right, so that doesn't look right. Right, so that can't be right. No. Right, let's try again. Right, so we definitely know that's a B. That's definitely a U. No, wrong one. Sorry, I pressed the wrong button. No! Right, that's a T. That backward P. Oh, so that was gonna be a U. Right. Right, we're gonna go for the word this. That's a H. That fancy N. Right. But this is too the word urgent. E N. What's that? N. This is too urgent to wait. We're gonna go for wait. W. No, not that one. That one. W. Bomb. Ah. There you go. Right, that's gonna be an A. I know that's an and. It's a D. I know and something. Both dead. This is not a coincidence. So the backward 6. Indeed, it seems. It seems that that could be the word all. Can't be the word D. Because it can't be D, it can't be all add. That doesn't make sense. So we're gonna fill L. Well, report, it could be a P. Pierre. That could be full report to follow. Yep, that's right. That sounds about right. Be Pierre, full report to follow, but this is too urgent to wait. Arno and both dead. Something both dead. This is not a coincidence. Indeed, it seems that all of us who came together in could be July. That's a Y. July are in danger. Take great care. Obviously, at the end of a letter, they always put the letter X, so I'm going to put it as an
I
X.
had decrypted the note.
Oh,
It
yeah.
read, Pierre, full report to follow. But this is too urgent to wait. Arno and Yamada both dead. This is not a coincidence. Indeed, it seems that all of us who came together in July are in danger. Take great care. X. I wasn't the only one to make the connection between the costume killer murders. I'd been right all along. That was why he had asked to meet me. But what did I know that he didn't? I had enough for a story. An amazing story that was going to make my reputation and blow Conscience to pieces. I needed to get home fast and start typing.
Type, 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 type.
Bonsoir, Collard.
Nico, it's Ronnie.
Hey, Ronnie, you cracked open the champagne yet?
Are you crazy?
What's wrong? Wait a minute. You didn't print it, did you?
Of course I didn't print.
That's the best piece I've written.
The last, as far as I'm concerned.
It's important.
It's suicidal. You can't destroy a national hero.
He deserved it.
His corpse isn't even cold.
Ronnie, 2 hours ago I told you what I'd found. You loved it. You begged me to write it up immediately.
2 hours is a long time in newspapers, Nico.
Someone's got to you, haven't they?
Listen up, Nicole, and listen good. Pierre Carchon had a lot of friends. Powerful friends. For your own sake.
Forget what happened.
You got it. End of conversation. Good night.
This should have been my big break, but I knew there was nowhere else to sell this story. If Ronnie wouldn't print it, nobody would.
Ring, ring. Ring, ring.
Bonsoir, Collard.
Mademoiselle Collard, my name is Plantard. I need to talk to you about your story. Your Pierre Carchon story.
How did you know about that?
There are people out there, madame, who will be very upset by this story.
Oh, really? Well, it's their lucky day. It's been spiked.
Yes, I know. We must meet.
We must?
I have information relating to your costume killer stories. Tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., Café de la Chandelle Verte, Rue Alain Court. I shall be wearing a grey overcoat. You must talk to no one about this.
You can't tell me what to...
Tomorrow at 8. I'll be waiting.
People complain about newspaper articles all the time, but not usually before they're printed. I was beginning to feel scared. This guy, Plantard, could I trust him? Should I meet him or forget the whole business? I didn't have an answer.
I don't know. It's worth a try. Café de la Chandelle Verte the next morning.
I'd only been in Paris for a week, but already I'd fallen in love with the city. My latest discovery was a little cafe, La Chandelle Verte. I was pretty sure the waitress was taking a shine to me. That old Stobart charm, I guess. Little did I know my reverie was about to be so rudely interrupted. As I picked myself up, I was really angry. 1 minute I'm on vacation, the next minute Some clown's blown me up. I knew right away what I was going to do. I was going to find that clown and bring him to justice. Because justice matters. Justice is up there with liberty and equality and, fraternity. After all, that's why I'd studied law, wasn't it? Well, that and money, of course.
Alrighty, let's have a look.
Wrapped around the lamppost was a newspaper.
Let's have a look at the newspaper.
The column was devoted exclusively to rumor, gossip, and sensationalism. The column was devoted exclusively to rumor, gossip, and sensationalism. The big story was about the brutal murder of a French media magnate, shot down in cold blood. The guy oozed confidence, like a regular French statesman.
Alright, let's see if I can pronounce. Let's see if my French is any good. Professor Oswald de Guinness, deux prix Nobel de passage à Paris pour donner un cours. Assassin brutal de Pierre Cauchon, la nation and estate de Choc. Choc.
I noticed the writing at the foot of the page. It read, Salah Eddin, 1345.
Ooh. I don't get out of it, but,
The big story was the guy oozed. The leading article referred to the visit of a Nobel Prize winner from...
oh, there you go. But Paris vacation. My long overdue vacation in Paris. This is the life. Sitting in a cafe, drinking coffee, enjoying the sunshine. And the ladies. Whoa! The cafe just exploded. Exploded! A clown left a bomb in an accordion. Killed a guy. And nearly killed me. I'll bring that clown to justice. Once I get some hair back in my ears.
The sight of the dead guy's staring eyes turned my knees to jelly. I tried not to meet his stare as I searched the dead man's pockets. No wallet, no papers, no credit cards. The guy's past was a blank page.
Oh, my head. Never again. How much vodka did I drink? Oh, no, don't tell me. What is your name, Sherry?
George Stobart, ma'am. You look like you could use a little help.
I could use a little drink. I feel sick, dizzy, and bruised. I don't even remember the party.
Just relax and take it easy. You've been knocked out.
You don't say. What happened?
There's been an explosion. You should try not to move.
Are you a doctor?
No, but I used to play hospitals when I was a kid. Can you remember anything at all?
No. I need a drink. Pour me a brandy.
Nada.
You could be in shock. No alcohol.
What about your man? Is he dead?
Yep.
Yes, he is.
Ah, mon Dieu. I've never seen a real-life corpse before. Except for Grandmaman. That was different. She was family. Has he gone stiff?
I shouldn't think so. He's only been dead a few minutes. Did you know the old man?
No, monsieur. I never saw him before.
Do you remember what happened when the clown entered?
I remember that horrible tune he played all right. It was like a funeral dirge.
I'd never liked accordion music either. How did the old man behave?
Well, agitated. He kept looking about him at the door, at his watch.
As if he was waiting for someone?
Yes, I suppose so. He was worried about something, that's for sure. If you ask me, he was having an affair. He had that look about him, like a guilty husband.
Did the clown speak to the old man?
No, he just laughed at him. Then he grabbed the old man's briefcase and ran out of the door.
Did you see what the old man had in his briefcase?
No, he didn't open it.
What did the old man do when the clown snatched his briefcase?
Nothing. He just sat there like he was frozen.
Did the old man try to stop the clown?
Oh, he didn't have a chance. The clown dropped his accordion and ran out of the door. That's it. That's all I can remember.
Stay here, mademoiselle. I'm going to look around for evidence.
Let's go!
Freeze! Hold it, right there.
Whoa, don't shoot. I'm innocent. I'm an American.
Can't make up your mind, huh?
I demand to see the American consul.
Drop your weapons and get down on the ground.
Put that
don't
thing
have any
away, Sergeant
weapons.
Moo. I apologize, monsieur, but I cannot permit you to leave.
Am I under arrest?
Ah, no, I would simply like to ask you some questions. En avant, to the café, marche.
You mush!
What a mess. This bombing is an outrage, is it not?
Stop that, monsieur.
Has it occurred to you that he may be dead, Moo?
Oui, monsieur. But I prefer to look on the bright side. Besides, I recall a case where the killer escaped by feigning death. However, in this case, the man is quite dead.
Examine the girl and take her statement, if you can. Et maintenant, to business. Your name, please?
George Stobart. I'm from California.
And what brings you to Paris, Monsieur Stobart?
Travel. I'm touring Europe.
You chose well. The city is most beautiful at this time of year, no?
Yeah, I guess so, apart from the bomb blasts.
Were you in the vicinity of the cafe at the time of the explosion?
Yeah, I was sitting out on the sidewalk. I was lucky I wasn't killed. The inspector passed over my remark with no reaction.
Did you see the deceased enter the cafe?
Yes, I did.
Was he alone?
Yeah.
And did he say anything to you?
No, he was more interested in the waitress.
Did you see anyone else in the cafe?
Yeah, there was a guy dressed as a clown. He was carrying an accordion.
An accordion? Bon. The picture is forming in my mind, and it is not a pretty one. Is the girl all right, Moo?
She'll live. She confirms the American statement. A clown with an accordion, no doubt an elaborate and eccentric disguise.
Very well. Eh bien, I have heard enough.
What do you mean?
I am satisfied that you know nothing. You may leave. I hope this little incident does not spoil the rest of your vacation.
What about my personal safety? Can't you at least give me some advice?
What can I say? Stay alert and look out for suspicious characters.
And don't cross the road until the little man shows green.
Great advice.
I honestly believe you are in no danger, monsieur. Should you remember anything of importance, please contact me. My card.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
That is all. You may go. On the surface, no. But what lurks inside the subconscious? If the door can only be opened.
Are you serious, monsieur? I thought your interest in psychic detection was purely academic.
Excuse me, mademoiselle? Hi. My name's George Stobart.
Oh, an American by the sound of it.
Yep, that's right. On vacation in Paris.
Some vacation, huh?
You were here when the bomb went off?
Sure was. Sat right out in front of the cafe.
Did you notice a middle-aged man, maybe 60, with a hat and overcoat?
I couldn't believe it. She hadn't even asked how I was feeling. Yeah, he went inside just before the bomb exploded. You weren't related to him, were you?
Oh, no, nothing like that. I'm Nicole Collard from La Liberté.
What is that, some kind of nightclub?
Oh, no, it's a newspaper.
You're a reporter?
I'm a freelance photojournalist.
Say, you could interview me about the bombing.
An eyewitness account, minutes after the outrage that shook the whole of Paris. You know, real-life drama, human interest, that kind of stuff.
I'll just stick to the facts, thank you. Did you see who planted the bomb?
I know it sounds crazy, but he was dressed like a clown.
A clown? It's him again.
Have you met the clown before?
It's a long story.
I have plenty of time.
I don't.
Who was the guy you were supposed to meet?
His name was Plantard. I didn't know him, but he called me last night. He said he had a story which would interest me. He asked me to meet him at the cafe. I guess I'll never know what he wanted to tell me.
Well, not unless you have Rosso's gift for psychic interrogation. How did Plantard get your name?
Through the newspaper, La Liberté. I'd written an article linking two unsolved murders, one in Italy, the other in Japan. The cases were remarkably similar. A wealthy victim, no apparent motive, and a costume killer. Plantard said he could supply me with more information. Well, somehow the clown must have known about our appointment.
He knew.
Do you know a police officer called Rosso?
Rosso? Our paths have a knack of crossing. If I didn't know better, I'd say it was deliberate. Have you seen Rosso? Is he here?
He's inside, attempting to question a witness with his psychic powers.
That guy is weird.
Yeah. Why won't you tell me about the clown?
Why do you want to get involved?
Because he almost killed me. Isn't that reason enough?
I guess so. Listen, I'll give you my phone number. You help me with my story and I'll let you in on what I know. And let's get one thing straight right now. This is strictly business.
Okay, it's a deal.
I have to go develop these pictures. À bientôt, monsieur.
Fine. I'll see you soon.
Alright, the police don't think I had anything to do with the explosion, which is a relief. But who was responsible? Met a very cute photojournalist called Nico Collard. She works for La Liberté, some kind of newspaper. She knew something about the who plans to bomb, but wasn't giving much away. I wonder why.
Hey, you!
I thought you'd been arrested.
Nah, it was a misunderstanding.
When he pulled that gun, gah! I thought that was it. Those automatics pack quite a punch, you know?
He made a mistake. He thought I was a terrorist.
You? A terrorist? Ha!
He was only doing his duty, I guess. Did you see an old guy with a briefcase?
Wait, silly old coot. Do you know what he said to me? Work fascinates me, he says. I could watch it all day. Quelle bite. I could have knocked his block off.
Did you recognize the old man?
No. Should I have done? Was he a celebrity?
No, but I guess he is now. His name was Plantard.
Was? He's dead then?
Yeah.
That's too bad. Now I wish I hadn't called him what I did. If only I could turn back the clock. If only I'd been more tolerant.
Regret and remorse are strange emotions. They really bring out the hammiest actors in people.
Would you like to read my newspaper?
I haven't got time to read that. Can't you see I'm busy?
You could read it on your lunch break.
10 minutes is all I get. And if my boss had his way, I wouldn't get that. He'd have me on a drip, so I didn't have to stop to eat.
Oh, take the newspaper and quit complaining.
Strict boss, that is.
Pah! Look at this. Damn bleeding heart liberals. Tcha! Save the dolphins. Catch them and eat them, I say. All that fuss over a bunch of fish. Nah, that's more like it. Look at the size of those. Like champagne bottle corks, no? Ah, what's this? Saladin running in the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe.
It's a racehorse?
A horse? A legend. Bucephalus reborn, mon ami. Like a streak of lightning she is. Do me a favor, won't you? Keep an eye on my hole. I'm off to put some money on that nag.
What about your toolbox?
Stuff it. Help yourself.
Bye bye. I'll just take that.
I found a T-shaped tool in the box. I didn't know what it was, but it looked useful.
Alright, we got to club. Let's
The
open
clown
it.
had fled into this alley, but there was no sign of him now. I was intrigued by Nico and what she could tell me about the explosion.
Right, let's have a look here.
It was an iron cover concealing the entrance to a drain or sewer.
Souvenirs.
I lifted the cover to reveal what smelt like the entrance to a sewer.
Let's go down.
It was a shiny red plastic ball sat incongruously on the slippery green slimed floor.
I'll pick it up.
As I picked up the plastic ball, I realized it was intended to be worn. It was the clown's red nose.
Is that so? Clown's red nose. What's over here?
It was a soggy, crumpled paper tissue.
Why would I want to pick up a soggy tissue? Okay.
I scooped up the sodden tissue. It was cold and greasy, like breakfast leftovers.
Like greasy leftovers. Ew. Disgusting. What's over here?
It was a small scrap of cloth caught on the rusting spike. I took hold of the scrap of material and unsnagged it from the spike. Hi there.
Hold it right there, you sewer rat. I knew you'd come back, and now I've got you.
What are you talking about?
You're trespassing. Come out of there, immediately.
That's what I'm trying to do. Give me your hand.
Ha! You won't catch me with tricks like that. Keep your distance, monsieur.
Okay, okay.
Now, what were you looking for?
I was looking for a clown.
Huh, ridiculous. Do you really expect me to believe that?
He planted a bomb in the cafe and blew it up.
What? The cafe? Blown up? Mon Dieu! That is awful. And you say the person responsible was dressed as a clown?
That's right. He blew up the cafe, escaped into the sewer, changed his clothes, and came up here.
Ah, mon Dieu! Then, the man I chased, do you think that man and the clown are one and the same?
Well, yes, it had crossed my mind.
Ah, that still does not explain what you are doing down the sewer. For all I know, you are in league with him.
Oh no, I'm just a tourist.
Haha, most tourists are content with the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, or the Pigalle. I didn't realize my waste pipes were such an attraction.
Perhaps you'd like to take a look at my card?
Mm-hmm. What is this? Inspector Augustin Rousseau? What does that say? Hominoid Division?
A homicide. I think the ink's smudged.
Then you are not a tourist.
Okay, I'm not. I lied to you, and I'm sorry.
Don't apologize, monsieur. You know, I had a feeling there was something different about you. It is your posture, your poise. Oh, yes. There is no mistaking the bearing of a disciplined man. And I should know. I was in the army, you know. When I was your age, I was fighting for my life in the African desert. How can I help you, Inspector?
Tell me about the man you apprehended.
He was a mean one, monsieur. He grabbed me in an arm lock. His face suddenly next to mine. His grip was like iron. But he did not know what he was up against. Oh no! He made a big mistake when he took on one of the desert hyenas.
Yes, I get the picture. Do you know the waitress at the cafe?
You can't suspect her, surely.
Just answer the question, please.
Yes, I know her. Quite well, you could say. She came to work at the cafe 7 months ago. I look forward all week to the relief she gives me when she visits.
Really? So you'd miss her if she wasn't there?
Oh, mais oui. Who else would I find to cut my toenails?
Ugh.
Does the name Plantar mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
Was the guy you saw carrying a briefcase?
Why, yes, he was. Clutched in his arms like a baby.
That belonged to his victim.
Oh, what do you think was in it? Drugs? Stolen jewels?
I don't know. But the killer thought it was worth a man's life.
Nothing is worth that, monsieur.
Does this piece of material mean anything to you?
That is the same cloth as the jacket I found. I'd recognize that pattern anywhere.
Now, about the jacket you found. Do you have it here?
No, monsieur. One of the sleeves was badly torn, so I sent it for repair. A pity, because otherwise it was a fine piece of quality tailoring. It had the tailor's name inside on the label.
Where did you send the jacket?
I gave it to an itinerant Romani seamstress.
Just my luck. Was there anything in the jacket pockets?
Not a sou. You know what I think?
Do tell me.
He changed out of the clown suit and cunningly disguised himself as an ordinary person.
Looks like I'm up against a mastermind. What was the name on the label?
It was a foreign name. Todrick, I think.
Did you get the address?
There wasn't one, monsieur. Only a telephone number.
Well, I don't expect you to remember a phone number you've only seen once.
74 98 08 59.
You're kidding. That's his phone number?
Yes, that's it. A little trick with numbers that I learned in the desert. I was taught the technique by a Tuareg shaman.
That's incredible.
It comes in handy at the supermarket checkout. Do I get a reward?
Honesty, monsieur, is its own reward.
Then I'm glad I do not rely on honesty to pay the bills.
I have to be. Thanks to your help, the citizens of Paris can sleep a little easier tonight.
Vraiment? I was only doing my duty, monsieur. Good luck, Inspector. I hope you catch that killer soon.
So the clown had escaped into the sewer, come up into the courtyard, and then slipped back into the street here. Now, it wasn't much, but it was more than the cops had got. The nose was hollow. Printed on the inside were the words, La Risée du Monde, Paris. It was a bright red plastic nose, part of a clown's costume.
Hello, Nico Coulard.
Hello? It's George.
Ah, oui.
Me?
You said to call if I could help.
Have you any news for me?
You bet. I met a witness who spoke to the clown. And I know where the killer gets his suits.
No kidding. Hey, I'm impressed.
You are? Well, it wasn't easy.
Look, why don't you come here to my apartment later this afternoon?
Fine. Where do you live?
361 Rue Jarry.
Okay, I'll come over.
I was used to working alone, but I had to admit it felt good with George on the case too. But there were some things I was going to have to do alone, and fast. I needed the answers to some questions. Who was the costume killer? And why did he murder Carchon? Why did Carchon ask for me to interview him? How did he know my father? And why was my editor so scared? There was some kind of secret war going on out there, but who was on which side? One thing I did know. I wasn't going to get the answers sitting at my desk.
Right. Well, let's get out of here and have a looky, shall we? Hello, lovely lady. Flower lady selling flowers.
Mademoiselle Collard. Oh, hello there. Don't tell me I'm going to meet a tall, dark man.
No, I don't think so. Why would you say that?
Oh, just a wild guess.
Anyway, your cousin's female and very pretty.
What?
Your cousin from Marseille. How could you forget her so soon? She was only in your apartment yesterday.
Ah, really?
Such a charming young girl.
Isn't she? And in my apartment, you say?
She let herself in, of course. She's got a key.
Suddenly, everything made sense. My apartment had been bugged. That was how Plantard knew all about my article. How did I know? Because the only cousin I have is a sweet little guy called Jean-Marc, who runs a patisserie in Le Touquet. These people were determined, which meant they were also very dangerous. I suppose she'd forgotten which apartment was mine.
Oh, Miss Collard, you're a mind reader. That's just what she said.
Oh, I bet it was. Well, I'd better be going. See what my sweet cousin's been getting up to.
Au revoir, mademoiselle.
Back to the cafe that I shut out of it. Well, hello there.
Hello, could I ask you some questions?
That depends. Are you a cop?
No, I'm a journalist.
Bit late, aren't you? They already took away the body.
I'm doing a follow-up on this story.
Tell me, are you related to the workman I saw digging the hole?
Don't talk to me about flobage. Pah!
Okay.
He just won a fortune on the horses and he won't give me a cent.
Well, it's his money.
When he was broke, he was happy to touch me for a loan. Brothers should look after each other, he used to say. He's changed his tune, now he's brassed up.
You're doing a fine job.
Damn right I am. You should be writing about me, not that idiot that got blown up.
The heroes who pick up the pieces when disaster strikes.
Exactly.
Well, give me your best smile and maybe I'll put your picture in the article.
Oh, right. Just give me a minute to do my hair.
The police had removed the body, but nothing else looked disturbed.
Oops, stupid thing.
Oopsie daisy.
A panel had been blown away, revealing a gap. From this angle, I could see that something had been lodged in the gap behind the pipes. Behind the table were some damaged pipes. Voila! The police and forensic teams had missed a vital piece of evidence. Some kind of pouch. On the pouch was the cross symbol of Carchon's organization. I was on the right track.
Indeed, we are on the right track. Got anything in a diary? Oh, wait, we do have stuff in a diary. Right, let's have a look. Subjudice, SDSSDSS. Subjudice refers to a case that is under the jurisdiction of the court. But what about the letter? Cauchon was carrying a boat ticket marked Boutique de la Conciergerie. The conciergerie must have been ancient law courts. The coded message included the word subjudice. I should follow the clues exactly by going to the quayside of the Isle de Cité, literally under the conciergerie. Below the conciergerie, subjudice, found a shell case underneath the rotten skiff. Weird thing to find in a grotto. Cauchon's stone cylinder operated a mechanism which opened a door to a hidden chamber, but my way is it blocked. Someone has gone to great lengths to protect something. I've made it into the extraordinary stateroom, the place that had some wanted to hide. Something very sinister is going on. I'm part of it. Amazing, Cauchon, the media hero, has a very nasty past, and somehow is connected to the costume killer murder. Strange guy called Plantard phoned me, said he had some information about a costume killer. How did he know I was writing a story, let alone it had been spiked? He was meant to meet me at the Café de la Chantal Vert tomorrow morning, but should I go? What if it's a trap? They have been watching me. They will come after me now. Need to get the story published straight away. Ronnie will love it. Can't believe it. Ronnie spiked the story. Someone powerful had got to him. Someone connected to Cauchon and the whole nasty business. My big break. And now I must let it go. Meeting Plantard, explosive result. After I arrived to meet Plantard, turned out the cafe had been blown up. Plantard is the last victim of the costume killer. Plantard is the latest victim of the costume killer. Will I be next? Met an American guy, George, who caught in the blast. He was keen to find out what happened. I gave him my phone number. I hope it wasn't a mistake. Last thing I need is someone pestering me. George called. He found some clues. I invited him this afternoon. Need to find out more for myself before he arrives. Should I call the police? Can I trust them? Glad to have someone else investigating. Blur, the flower seller, tells me that the girl who looked like me broke into my apartment. She must have planted a bug, which is how Plantard knew about the Spike story. Maybe Plantard was scared and wanted to talk to me, tell me what was really going on. Cauchon's organization have kept me under surveillance, but have chose not to kill me. How about the costume killer? There is some kind of war going on, but I don't know how or why I'm involved. Well, you should never know.
On the pouch was the cross symbol of Cauchon's organization. Inside the pouch were two items, a strange metallic artifact and a letter in some kind of code. The artifact had a sword laid across scales, the scales of justice. I wondered if this connected to the room at the quayside.
Probably.
Another coded message using the same cipher system. So, Plantard was involved with Cauchon.
Alright. Okay, so we basically know the whole drill of this. It's basically a coded message, and we have to figure out what it means. So, right. If it was for Plantard, we could obviously figure it out that the first word is Plantard's name. So we're going to go with Plantard. P L A N T A R, and that's a D. Right. What else can we figure out? So obviously you can remember that this the the names Arno and Yamada. So Arno, so that's an O. Where's that fancy letter? Where has it gone? There we go. Arno, and that's a Yamada. Yep. We can probably figure out that's murdered, so that could be murdered. So, murdered. Must could be an S. Followed. Yep, that could be right. Followed, where's it? Must have, yeah, have. The, alright, plantad. Pierre, so now that Pierre. Killed, that was a K. Murdered, must have followed trail from Arno and Yamada. He will come for us now. We must. That's a B. Thierry's girl.
Plantard.
Go.
Pierre killed. Murderer must have followed trail from Arno and Yamada. He will come for us now. We must be vigilant. Thierry's girl broke into Pierre's safe. She worries me. Imelda. So much for Imelda's innocence. Plantard was working for her, and for Canchon. But why did Plantard want to meet? Was it a trap? Or maybe he was in too deep and needed me to tell the story, whatever the story was. One thing was clear. It was a story worth killing for.
Okay, nothing in the diary again. That diary stopped flashing. It keeps making me think I got something in my diary.
Hey, what about my photos?
Oh, of course. How could I forget?
Well, I'm waiting. Get your camera out.
Camera. Oh, I forgot. It broke.
Alors, they should never send a woman to do a man's job.
Well, this woman had fooled him easily enough, and found the evidence the police had missed. The strange metal artifact I found in Plantard's pouch had pointed back to the quayside.
Data City an hour later. Let's go back in here. In we go. Lift it up. I have showcasing as you in there. And we go. Right. The only slot I think could be this one.
Plantard's key fitted the lock, so he must have used this place too. A photograph had been torn up. If I could just arrange the pieces.
A photograph has been torn into many fragments which must be arranged in the correct position. To move the fragment, move the mouse pointer over it. When the pointer turns to the hand icon, click and press the mouse button and drag the fragment to the appropriate position. The fragments must be arranged so that the whole of the photograph fits within its available spaces. Okay! Right, we've got a corner there. Find the corner. We've got the corner there, right. Bada boom, bada boom. Okay. One thing I always remember is I always start with the corners. Right, so we got a bit of that, so I'm doing that fits there. Bit of palm tree there, yeah. We've got smoke there. Oh, that fits nicely there. That fits there. Yes, it does. Use something on the side here. Ha! Okay. No. That looks like it fits there. Does that fit there? Yes, it does. Yes. Okay. That fits there. That fits over there, I think. Is that about right? Yeah, that's right, isn't it? Yeah, that's right. That fits there. Fits up. That fits over here. Oh. There. There. Go.
Oh my god. It can't be. There was no doubt about it. It was a picture of my father. Papa, oh God. After what I'd gone through, I thought I could face anything, but not this. My father, the one person in the whole world who I truly admired, standing with Cachon while those murderers carried on with their evil work. My father, grinning at the camera. I couldn't believe it. I realized that I desperately needed to get to the bottom of this story, and that I really needed George.
Later that afternoon.
Oh, hi.
Bonjour, monsieur. Would you like me to foretell your future?
No thanks.
I'm very good. It only takes a minute.
Thanks all the same, but I'm not superstitious. Besides, if it only takes a minute, that's not much of a future to look forward to. Do you know a young woman called Nicole Collard?
Yes, I do. She lives upstairs from me in the apartment block across the street. The door isn't locked, but you'll need to give it a gentle nudge. It sticks, you see, because of the damp. The landlord said he'd fix it before winter sets in. He's been saying that for 3 years.
How long has Mademoiselle Collard lived here?
A few months. She's in for a shock when the cold weather comes. Drafty windows, insufficient heating. It's a struggle to keep warm. The only reason I stay is because the rent is cheap. Your young lady, she deserves better.
I thought Mademoiselle Collard was a successful photographer.
Not as successful as she makes out for all her fine clothes. Oh, I've heard her crying herself to sleep at night.
That's awful.
Now don't you let on that I've told you. She's proud, that one. Too proud, if you ask me.
Have you seen anyone out here watching Mademoiselle Collard's apartment?
Yes, I have. A strange man. Tall and thin as a broomstick. He kept his face hidden, but I saw his eyes peering from evil little slits.
How was he dressed?
A long brown raincoat with an hat.
Or like Humphrey Bogart?
Yes, but he didn't have Bogart's charisma. Besides, this guy looked like he needed a toilet. You never saw Bogart clenching his buttocks like that.
Clenching his buttocks.
Is there anything else you can tell me about Mademoiselle Collard?
No, monsieur.
See you later.
That's right, monsieur, you will.
Remembering the flower seller's advice, I pushed the door gently just above the lock.
Hi.
Bonjour. I'm glad you could make it, monsieur.
Please, call me George.
Fine. I'm Nicole. Take a seat, George. Eh bien? And what have you been up to?
I've been exploring the sewers underneath the cafe.
I thought I could smell something bad.
The clown used the sewer to escape and to change out of his costume. I guess he was in a hurry. He left his jacket behind.
And?
I got his tailor's phone number.
You had better luck than I did.
Luck, she said. Luck. Hard work, I'd call it. What happened?
My editor told me to drop this story. Can you believe it?
But you're not going to do that.
Oh, no. I'm going to find out what's behind these killings. It just doesn't add up. It almost feels like some sort of conspiracy. The police in 3 different countries have kept very quiet about the murders. The press don't connect them at all. They blame them on political, religious, or militant minority extremists.
Well, that covers just about everyone. Tell me more about yourself.
There's nothing much to tell.
Well, how'd you get into photography?
I guess I owe that to my father. He bought me my first camera. I was 8, and my parents had just split up.
Did you live with your father?
Yes. My mother went off with her new boyfriend. I didn't mind. Papa was all I needed. 4 years later, he died in a plane crash.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right. I don't mind talking about him. He was more like an older brother, really. Always joking and laughing. Papa always wanted me to study art. That's why I went to college.
Did you learn about photography at college?
God, no. I couldn't afford the materials. We were billed for everything we used. Paint, canvas, paper. Most of my year turned to minimalism. It was cheaper. I used to go poaching in the park for squirrel hair. The only time I wasn't hungry was the term I did printing. I used to eat the potatoes.
You're making fun of me, aren't you?
Oh, no.
Tell me more about the clown's previous victims.
The first was Arnaud Bellotta, the millionaire pharmaceutical baron. He made his money from amphetamines in the post-war slimming and diet boom. Imagine it, millions of housewives literally speeding their butts off. The only witness in the case was his Filipino au pair. She swears he was lured to his death by a snowman.
What about the clown's second victim?
Yamada, the controversial Japanese politician. He inherited his fortune from his father's electrochemical consortium.
How did he die?
At the hands, or should I say flippers, of a giant emperor penguin.
A snowman, a penguin, and now a clown.
I had been about to add mime to the list, but stopped myself. I really didn't want to have to explain to George about my father's involvement with Cachon.
You know, I hate to admit it, but this is scary. And I'll tell you this, I will not be accepting any invitations to costume parties.
I don't blame you for being scared. I am too. But this story could be my only chance for a big break.
Or an early death. I found this false nose in the sewer.
Hey, what's this inside it?
The contents of someone's nose?
Don't be cross, George. It says La Risée du Monde. Masks and costumes. It's a costume shop near the Gare Saint-Lazare.
I'll check it out. Maybe the owner remembers who hired the clown costume. I found a piece of material near the cafe. When I showed it to the concierge, he recognized it right away.
It's very distinctive, all right. Just wait until you see this. I developed the film I shot at the cafe. Here, George, it's an enlargement I made. Look what that guy's wearing.
Checkered pants. The same material as I found in the sewer.
That's right. This guy shouldn't be difficult to find.
Oh, no?
Take a close look at his right cheek.
A scar in the shape of a horseshoe.
Or a crescent moon.
How come you enlarged this photograph of me?
Because I noticed the guy behind you, of course.
I have to go.
Okay, I'll see you later.
It's a costume shop.
Excuse me?
Bonjour, monsieur. Please, come in. Welcome. Leave the mundane world behind, for in these 4 walls, fantasy is king.
I don't want a costume.
Didn't you ever dress up when you were a child?
Not that I remember.
Incredible! You'll be telling me next that you never shared your elder sister's lingerie.
I don't have a sister, and I think I'd look pretty silly in a brassiere. I just need some information.
Of course. How can I help you?
you recognize this man?
Oui, monsieur. I sold him some grease paint.
Does this dirty tissue mean anything to you?
Let me smell that. Bestheimer's number 7 white pancake.
Theatrical grease paint, right?
Oui, monsieur. La crème de la crème of Thespian accoutrement.
Have you sold any of it recently?
Yes, 2 cans.
Do you recognize this man?
Ah oui, he was here this morning. That is the man to whom I sold the grease paint. I remember the scar on his face. He chose 2 costumes. Bozo the clown and Seamus the pixie.
A pixie?
Very smart. Green silk with a taffeta lining. He gave me his name as Monsieur Khan.
Thanks for your help, buddy.
My pleasure, monsieur. Allow me to shake you by the hand.
Huh? Well, okay. What are you trying to do, kill me?
You did not find it
That
amusing?
face is
I
really
never
creepy.
saw the funny side of electroshock therapy.
Eh bien, it is yours to keep. A gift?
Do I need a license?
No, but I give you a word of warning, monsieur.
What?
Remember to switch it off before you visit the toilet.
Great advice. Thank you very much for that. Let's go in Todlika.
Hello? Who is this?
Hi. My name's George Stobart. You don't know me.
Correct, Mr. Stobart. I don't. What can I do for you?
Well, I'm trying to trace one of your customers. Could I maybe come over and talk to you?
No. No, that's not possible.
Oh, okay. Forget it. Listen, all I want is a name.
What are you talking about? Who are you working for?
I guess you might say I'm acting in the interests of truth and justice.
Ah, thank God. I thought you were the police.
There are innocent lives at stake, Mr. Todrick. Lives that you could save.
You're collecting for charity, yes?
No, I'm not. All I want from you is information.
Go on. I'm listening.
The man I'm looking for is called Khan. He bought a suit from you, remember?
Mr. Khan. Yes, I remember him. Yes, I delivered the suit to his hotel. The Hotel Ubu. I don't remember the room number. It was upstairs. The second room on the right-hand side of the corridor.
Thanks, Todrick. That's all I wanted to know. Now I've got you, Mr. Clown.
Oh, we got news, we got alerts. Let's have a look. But she did give me her number. Met an old guy in the courtyard near the cafe. He saw the man running away after the bomb blast wearing a jacket made of the same material I found in the sewer. He gave me the jacket. He gave the jacket away. He gave the jacket straight away. But I've got the phone number of Taylor who made it, so I have a lead. Paris clown chasing. Visited Nico in her apartment. Turns out her editor spiked the story. Seems some important guy are being assassinated by a clown and a penguins. While the police are keeping quiet about the murder, not quite the investigation I expected. Inside the clown's nose I found the name of the costume shop which the clown's suit was hired. Great lead. Nico Sharp. I showed her the material that I found in the courtyard. She gave me a photograph that she took of the scene. It showed that a man emerged from the courtyard wearing the trousers made from the same material and a scar on his cheek in the shape of a crescent moon. Nico, the guy in Nico's photo, he bought grease paint from the costume shop, rents two costumes, same as the Pixie and Bozo the Clown. Apparently he called himself Khan. I'm on his trail, haha. Gave the tailor Todrick another call. He finally admitted to knowing something. Confirmed that the guy who bought the suit was called Khan. Apparently he was staying at the Hotel Ubu. I'm getting closer. Da da da. And alrighty, I'm gonna stop my live from there. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Yeah, and hopefully I will make some more videos, well, live videos such as this on a lot more. And yeah, I shall look forward to seeing you guys again and continuing Broken Sword and finding out what Hotel Uber is going to be like. And hopefully we might get to the bottom of meeting Khan. You never know. We shall find out in the next video. Bye guys!